The agenda is citizen comments. Any comments? No? All right. There being no citizen comments, we'll move on. Is there any corrections or additions to the agenda?
I don't have any.
All right. So next item is active agenda, approval of minutes of October 10th, 2023.
I'll move approval.
All right, so we have a motion.
I'll second.
All right, a motion and a second. Any discussion?
Yeah, I just think whoever's doing them is doing an amazing job. I read through them.
All right, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Okay, motion passes. Next item is approval of invoices. We have a Redevelopment Association of Idaho membership dues, invoice M16005 for approval in the amount of $2,600. And
Can I ask what that organization is?
You may.
That's an excellent question.
So the Redevelopment Association of Idaho is a group that the URA belongs to and has belonged to. We pay them annually. The first item is, sorry, I'm just scrolling down to it here, so let me get to it. The first item of membership dues, that's for clerical to keep the association going. The second item, some of you may recall that during the legislative process last year, I would send you weekly emails from Ben Broxham and Associates. And so They are a group that keeps an eye on the legislature, tells us when things are coming up that are URA related, and works with like the Association of Idaho Cities, and they also will lobby for URAs or at least give us the information so that we are understanding what legislation is being proposed down in Boise. And then we give them information too about what kind of projects that we do, and it gives them information of how URAs are utilized around the state.
I haven't seen anything from them in
Yeah,
months.
it'll start ramping up because of the legislature.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you guys will start seeing.
So the lobbying function is important, but which is what that really is. But probably more important, Joe, is the liaison that provides an information from what other URAs are doing in the state. So it's kind of I think all URAs belong to it, or if not most.
Yeah.
Well, I looked these guys up when I was preparing for the meeting, and it says that on their website that 31 of the 44 URAs in the state belong to this, and I was like the rest, wondering what the value add for us is. Of course, I haven't been here, so I haven't seen what they've given us. But have we ever wanted them to submit legislation, and then, why wouldn't we go to our representatives for this kind of stuff?
You could. I think, yes, we have used them before in the past, and we, in fact, I switched with Moscow for District 2. I was on the board when I first got when Laura had left and I took over from her position. It's a monthly meeting that we attend, at least a monthly meeting that we attend. And currently Moscow is doing that attendance for me. We're kind of tag teaming on that. We have used them in the past. My understanding is we have used them in the past, and I guess it's up to you if you feel like it's value added to the board. But I would say that you were on the board when we were sending all those pieces of information last year.
No, I don't think I haven't been on the board that long. I wasn't here last year.
Right, that's what I'm saying, is like, you will notice more, and Tim will notice more once the legislature starts ramping up again.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
she would send was it weekly or?
Yeah, they send
a
us
lot of
weekly
emails
updates.
with detail from them.
Things that I don't, maybe you would, I don't fully understand them when they're going before the legislature, but they kind of break it down for us and let us know what's going on.
When Dan Johnson was in the legislature, he used to keep us abreast, county commissioners, and what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I guess we're just looking for a motion to approve the invoice.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Okay, any other discussion? No other discussion? Okay, all those in favor say aye.
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 All those opposed? Okay, motion passes. All right, the next item on the agenda is a review of a financial summary for October 2023. And again, this is just for information purposes. We don't need to vote on it.
Yeah, so this is, October is the beginning of the fiscal year, so we got these yesterday, so I apologize, we don't get them in time for your packets. We like to do packets the week before. You can see a little bit of tax receipts coming in, and then we did also have interest, as well as a small bill to Elam and Berg. That was when we were changing over, with attorneys, and they did a little bit of work for us, and then the payment that you authorized last month to the city of Lewiston.
Can I ask a question? It seemed like I got copied on an email that we owed Jen Douglas a little bit of money. Did we pay that, or is that?
We did not, because I proved to her that we do not owe her that money.
Okay, that's why I wanted to just follow up. I should have asked.
Yeah,
you
no,
before
it
the
was,
meeting, but-
yeah, that was always an ongoing thing, but I did the research and said, no, we paid both those invoices.
Okay, perfect.
So I'm just waiting for her to tell me she sees something different.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. Just wanted to see where we were at on that.
Yeah. And then the bond summary, again, starts over because this is October, so it's giving you the totals for October.
Can you explain the fund transfer? Is that just transferring money from, how does that work? What's the?
It's at the end of the year, every year they do a sweep of the funds, so where there's money in both the accounts for Banner Bank and Twin River, they sweep the funds at the end of the year to Banner.
Okay. Perfect.
All in 206 for interest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a little bit low, but.
And that's because all the funds were swept
Yeah,
out.
they're all swiped and transferred out. I was like,
That's right.
where's it going? So,
Does it show in here where the interest shows up, how much we made this year on the interest?
That would be on the last one for September, it would have had a year to date at the end of the fiscal year. Yeah,
You brought that up on the computer.
that's right.
there you go. If you
When I remember my
when you
password.
remember your password. All right, does anybody else have any questions about the financial statements?
I just, so I talked to Dan Johnson, and I know that for the city, he's sweeping funds into a money market that the treasurer at the state level has. And I'm wondering if that might be a good model for us, or if we're even eligible to do that. Just because it seems like we have quite a bit of funds and they sit for quite a while until a project's ready to go. And it might offer a little better interest rate. I'm not sure what the timeframes in for sweeping in and out of that, but it seems like the city does it fairly often. So is that something that would benefit us, or?
I can ask the treasurer about it.
Yeah, okay.
All right, well, we can check into that and add it to a later agenda if we need to make a change. All right, so the next item on the active agenda is approval of engagement letter with Fresno Gage for auditing services.
Yeah, so the URA has an annual audit, and it is done by Fresno Gage. It's done through the way Presnell Gauge is chosen is through the city's process. And they did go through that process. It is Presnell Gauge. We did have Presnell Gauge last year. Last year, we paid them $4,300. This year, I believe it's gonna be $5,100. But this is just the engagement letter saying, this is what we will do for you, and you will provide us information for us to be able to do our audit.
I'll move approval of the engagement letter with Presnell Gauge.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Okay, all those in favor say aye.
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 All those opposed? Motion passes. All right, so in the unfinished and new business section, next item would be downtown RAA number 7.
Yeah, I was hoping to have more information for you today, but unfortunately, the city is still negotiating with Twin City Foods, so I don't have an update for you as far as what the URA's role would be next. So that's kind of on hold until those negotiations are complete.
Okay.
Would it be fair to say that we're maintaining good communications with the mayor and the council in terms of our being available if we were to have a role that would assist?
I've spoken with the mayor about that. Yes, right now we are waiting for some assessments to be done by DEQ. And so URA may play a role if the city were to buy the piece of property. But the mayor is aware that we're kind of waiting.
That's exciting. Yeah. Cool. All right, with no other action on that or item discussion, we'll move on to board member comments.
We have item B.
Board member comments?
These are just orchard sewer.
Oh,
Are you looking?
I must have a different one that I
Oh,
printed.
shoot.
Sorry, we'll go back to
It's
the
all
one
right.
that, let me get to the top of I printed one, but it must have been an old version. So, sorry about that.
That's okay.
No worries.
So we will get back on track here. Okay, so the next item is East Orchard Sewer number 5.
So that one gets to be me. So, after the September meeting and the board had chosen to move forward with the completion of segment 7 design and the rock boring study, I forwarded that information to Joe Kaufman in the Public Works Department. So I followed up with him last week. They're waiting for the amendment back from Mountain Water Works regarding the segment 7 design. So I don't know if we'll actually see that amended agreement or just a bill. That wasn't clear. And he was out today, so I wasn't able to touch base again. And then my understanding is that they are looking at the rock boring study happening this winter. But we haven't gotten for sure confirmed dates on that yet.
Okay.
So it's chugging, slowly but surely.
Perfect. Any question?
I seem to ask this question every time we talk about East Orchard Sewer, and I guess I'll ask it again because I can't remember.
Okay.
How many hookups we have now?
Oh, off the top of my head, I don't know, but I think we're almost to 100. Yeah, 'cause I want to say it was somewhere over 90 when I had done the math the last time.
We continue to grow.
Yeah, because it's one of those things where, there are people who paid for their tap several years ago when the main trunk line went through, but did not do the conversion. So those kind of pop on slowly, where they make the decision to abandon their septic and make the conversion over to the sewer and pay the remaining buy-in fees. And then you have new users coming online as subdivisions are happening and going in. So that also adds to that count, just based off of new line going in or subdivisions happening because that trunk line is now there and they're able to develop property.
You have a number on how many haven't hooked in yet?
I don't. I mean, if the board would like that information, I can bring it back at the next meeting.
Be kind of nice to know.
Sure.
Be interesting to keep the scoreboard, so to speak.
Yeah,
We can do that.
I've got a question for the board. You saw the chart that I made for the downtown area, and would people be interested in seeing a similar chart for the East Orchards? Because I think it would really show the value of the RAA.
Yeah, and it would be footed in reality better than the Twin City Foods area as well.
Yeah, I think so, because there'd actually be some data behind us that we could use to extrapolate from, so.
Does that take you very long to?
This one will take longer, and I need to get with Katie to get more information, but I think it would be a really compelling case for how the URA operates if I put it in there and we could make some assumptions, and then people could really see the value of that RAA.
Sounds
I
like
think it's a
that.
great idea.
Okay.
Sounds like that you
Joe,
are that,
Joe, that's a good idea.
Okay, well, if Katie can devote some time to it, maybe in the next couple weeks, we can meet and I'll get a sample spreadsheet set up and maybe just throw some ideas together to, yeah, and then maybe next meeting I'll have that.
Perfect. That sounds good to me. All right, anything else on East Orchard Sewer?
That is it.
All right, moving on, we'll go to board comments. Anybody have any comments?
I already did
Everybody got power?
mine, I read the minutes are really well done.
So we're gonna hold it in, URA in, December then?
December 12th. Typically what we do in December for boards and commissions is we kind of look at what's on the agenda, see if there's things pressing. It gets really busy for folks. I don't know where the city will be with negotiations with Twin City Foods at that point, but maybe what we can do is if we don't have any pressing issues, I can reach out to Sheila and say, I'm not gonna have anything for you, do you wanna still hold the meeting? And we'll go from there.
Yeah, sounds good.
That'd give you a little bit more time too if you need it.
Mm-hmm.
So when we early come in, we can.
Yeah. The only thing is if a bill comes in that we really need to pay, if it's city, we can hold off, but if it's something else, we'll figure that out about a week out, if that works for everybody. The regularly scheduled meeting will be December 12th. But yeah, I'll communicate with Sheila to see if that's something we need to have or not.
That sounds good. Well, I'm inviting you all to board after hours at the airport on Thursday, if you guys all want to come.
This Thursday?
Yeah,
Okay.
Where is that, terminal?
the terminal on the second floor. Yeah, Thursday.
Nice.
So what is that?
Business after hours, you got an invite.
For the
Okay.
chamber.
Yeah, we're gonna have prize gift baskets, there's gonna be a $250 gift certificate for flight, that's gonna be auctioned off if you put your business card in it,
Okay.
so feel free to come. Anybody else have any?
Sorry, Ole Miss, I'll be out of town, or
Oh.
else I'd come put my business card in.
Well, we'll be thinking about you, I'm sure you're gonna do something fun. Anybody? Is there any staff comments?
Nope.
All right, I guess with that being said, that was a short meeting and looking for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second?
All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion adjourned.